There is a scene where Casey is reading a comic and she sees a character similar to the Beast. And besides the title, it feels to me like you thought about the Beast like the main character. Like
I thought about what?
Like the Beast is the main character. Like
I see.
If this movie was a comic, was based on a comic, it would be a Beast comic. What do you think about it?
Well, he's the one in this movie that David and Elijah are kind of fighting over. And whose loyalty, where will he go, is the question. You know, in my mind, I almost had a sense of like they were fighting over his soul, essentially. Because I reference his character, the Beast, as being kind of the dual character in comic books, where he could be good or he could be bad. And then you really need to kind of, wherever he leans, you know, wherever his influence is coming from, this is where he's going to go. I mean, he is the answer to some extent, because if he is real, then Mr. Glass's theory is correct, and then David is in big trouble.
Unbreakable was conceived as a trilogy, but did you have this psychological point of view in mind from the beginning?
I definitely in Split, I had the psychiatrist as a main character, and then I wanted to continue that motif in Glass. And when I thought of kind of the idea of this One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest approach to the movie, it felt very satisfying because I want to kind of subvert your expectations. I know like Glass is going to go out and compete against the Marvel movies, but I want it to feel very different than those movies. You know, it should be a comic book movie and a thriller, a psychological thriller, and very strong psychological thriller.
In Glass, we also discover a surprising connection between David and Kevin. So again, did you have this on mind from the beginning?
You know, that I can't remember where I came up with that idea. That I'm not sure at what point. It was somewhere in the middle, I think, you know, in the process of creating these movies.
There is a lot of expectation because of the return of David and Elijah. So what was more difficult for you, bringing them back, considering the high expectations, or setting this new story and Sarah Paulson's new character?
It's all together. You know, there's so many characters in this movie. The idea of bringing two different generations of stories together was really fun and exciting, and seeing what David would say to Hedwig or how he would react, you know, or Elijah to Patricia was super fun. You know, it was the mixture that made it so exciting, whereas one character didn't know about the other movie, right? So when David's there, he doesn't know about Hedwig and why Hedwig is saying what he's saying. So the audience is in on it because the audience has seen both movies. So they feel very satisfied about being the link between the two movies as you're watching the movie. So it's a fun position to put the audience member in.
You said that Glass is like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest comic version, but is there any other movie or comic that inspired the movie?
No comic book movie inspired this movie. You know, it was just a sense of my interests, which are grounded thrillers. I love the subject of comic books, and what the frame means in a comic book, and the kind of the power of that, and using that when I was shooting the film.
Glass is not a conventional superhero movie, and also it's not a drama, a conventional drama. So did you have like a specific target audience when you were writing the movie?
Well, you know, comic books appeal to everybody. So, you know, really we were kind of going for all groups. One of the fun things about the final movie is that it has many generations in it. It has, you know, the Bruce and Sam generation, and then it has the Sarah, James generation. Then it also has the Anya and Spencer who plays the son, his generation. So it's fun, you know, and it's pretty diverse, and it has equal male-female characters. So it's really a fun exercise to find what your way is into the movie.
Was it difficult to guide Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis through their characters 20 years later?
You know, surprisingly, no. Everybody knew their characters really well, and I actually felt like Sam really knew his character, and it wasn't like that at all. It was fun, and you know, they knew what I was trying to do. Each of them had done a movie before with me, so rehearsals were really enjoyable on this movie. Really enjoyable.